Abhirodh Priti. Abhirodh Priti. So Abhirodh Priti means keeping faith on the philosophy of Sakam Karma, or keeping faith on material desire. That is called Abhirodh Priti. So Karma Kanda या Sakam Karma या Mayavad philosophy encourage us to work hard and enjoy the fruits of the karma. And thus the whole world living on that principle. Work hard and enjoy. So this is called Sakam Karma. Now Sakam Karma is according to the scripture, performing your duty according to the scripture and enjoy the result. But that is the cause of bondage in the material world. So even Sakam Karma, the material duties according to the scripture, is also the cause of bondage. What to speak of doing karma outside of the scripture. So that is called Bikarma. So people performing Bikarma or sinful activities and earning money or trying to enjoy the senses. So all this type of endeavor to enjoy separately from Krishna, either in Sakam Karma or either in Bikarma or the Mayavad philosophy. Mayavad philosophy, what is Mayavad philosophy? There is no God. And there is no life after death. And therefore, eat, drink and be merry. Or Charbak theory. Rinam Kitta Ghitam Pivet. Javot Jibet Sukham Jibet. So this is atheistic philosophy. And all material desires based on these principles. All material desires, different kind of material desire or material ambitions. So these are called Abhirodh Priti. Keeping faith on that and cultivating that desire, endeavoring towards that desire, it is called Abhirodh Priti. So how it is come under anger? Anybody can say how it can come? It come anger.
He is working for footy.
How it is comes under anger? Anybody comes in between of that desire, he will be finished. That is, so it is anger actually. It is deep rooted with anger. Anybody will come, क्या कहते हैं इसको? In between fulfilling your desire. Or if the desire is not fulfilled, you will be completely frustrated. So therefore it is called Abhirodh Priti. Matlab keeping Priti in, generally we love our material desire. We protect our material desire. We protect our plan to enjoy material life. The living entity is doing for so many lifetimes. And when their desire is not fulfilled, they show anger to Lord. Why my desire is not fulfilled? So this World Cup loss in the final, it is a big example of Abhirodh Priti. So, Abhirodh Priti. So therefore, a devotee should know that keeping material desire, cultivating material desire, is not good. It's not good. Uh, it will uh, it will not make me advance in the spiritual path, and it is the cause of my entanglement. So um, I will experience complicacy in my spiritual life. Spiritual life is is uh, is uh, clean straight road towards the spiritual world. So so therefore, better to not keep any better not to keep any material desire which is detrimental uh, towards going back to Godhead. Some material desire may be not so detrimental. You can dawdle in Krishna consciousness. You can use in Krishna consciousness. Uh, but some things are not. Some are not favorable. So first one is avirodh priti. Second one is virodh yukto krodh. So virodh yukto krodh. To understand virodh yukto krodh, the example has been given here by Prabhupada. So so the materialistic people are in two categories. One is karmi, another is gyani. So gyanis are also materialistic. So so karmi want to enjoy the material world or the senses or the fruits of their karma, and the gyanis they want that this material world is miserable, and therefore they want to liberate from the material world and merge into the Supreme Lord, impersonalist. So Gyani is Mukti Kami. Mukti means Sajujya Mukti, the merging into the effulgence of the Lord. So it is like a spiritual suicide. So so Karmi and Gyani and different types of materialistic philosophers, they comes out with different types of theory. They comes out with different type of theories, and they give promise of material happiness, material pleasure. So so from the childhood we have been taught by our parents that study nicely, do higher and higher study, and then you will be very happy in future. So study nicely, get job, get money, and you will be happy. So they didn't taught us Krishna consciousness. So and we see that not money actually can make us happy, not material education can make us happy. On the other hand, the material world itself is a place of suffering. So in this way, we have been given hope that you do higher and higher study and you will be happy. And then the political leaders, the minister, they give also hope to the citizen. Then you give me vote and I will establish cinema hall, and then movie theater, and then liquor bar shop, and then different facilities, park, hotel, hospital, and you'll be happy. Just give me vote. And after winning the क्या कहते हैं poll, then they they start taking taking the money uh, of the citizen, or they have like political fights between between the members of the party, or between different parties, and then ultimately there they cannot fulfill the promise. Ultimately they cannot fulfill the promise. And when they cannot fulfill the promise, so both the party become frustrated. So sometimes they lose the battle, they give the promise, false promise, that I will give you this and that and you will be happy, but neither they can fulfill the promise. So in this way, when the material desire get collapse, then we become frustrated. It is called विरोध युक्तो क्रोध. तो जब हमारे भौतिक इच्छा पूर्ण नहीं होता है, तब क्या होता है? क्रोध उत्पन्न होता है. So now what is the solution? What is the solution? Solution is fulfilling the desire of the Lord. So make your desire in line of the Lord. आपकी जो इच्छा है भगवान और गुरु के क्या कहते हैं, अलाइन, गुरु के साथ अलाइन करिए. तो तब क्या होगा? आप कभी फ्रस्ट्रेटेड नहीं होंगे. तो जब हमारी इच्छा गुरु और कृष्ण की इच्छा के अनुसार होता है, तब क्या होता है? हमारी इच्छा भगवान शास्त्र के अनुसार, भगवान के नियमों के अनुसार होता है, और तब वो इच्छा भगवान पूरी करते हैं. और अगर वो इच्छा पूरी नहीं भी होता है, क्योंकि आप भगवान की इच्छा के अनुसार कार्य किया है, और वही सही इच्छा है, शुद्ध इच्छा है, शुद्ध विचार है, तब अगर पूर्ण नहीं भी होगा, फिर भी ये डिवोशनल सर्विस में काउंट हो जाएगा. जैसे श्रील प्रभुपाद जी बोल रहे थे, इवन आई डू नॉट become devotee, I'll consider my mission is successful. Even nobody, but still I'll consider my life is successful because I have tried to fulfill the desire of my spiritual master. So Pandavas were actually, if you see the life of Pandavas, they faced lot of failure or क्या कहते हैं, problems in their life again and again. Narad Muni is saying that even they have so many calamities in their life, but still their love for you has increased. How it can be possible? Because they have tried their level best to please the Supreme Lord. So whatever small and big endeavor they have done in their life, either doing small service or either becoming a king, rule the whole world, everything they have done because Krishna have desired that. Arjuna was not ready to fight. He was telling that I can go and begging alms. But Krishna says no, you have to fight. So Arjuna was sadhu. Arjuna's desire to not fight, it was not out of ignorance. Arjuna was sadhu, but Krishna wanted. Arjuna Vaishnav the. Yudhishthir Maharaj was Vaishnav. They did not. They could be happy even without also. Just to teach us. So Krishna wanted the battle should take place to establish dharma. So, so whatever small endeavor and big endeavor they have done, they did it to please with Krishna. So therefore, when we are living our life, we should check my endeavor, my desire, my decisions in the life. Is it in line with Guru, Parampara and Krishna? So if you do that, then this is the main principle that you can escape from Avirodh Priti and Virodh Yukta Krodh. Sometimes something is not according to scripture, but I like it. And sometimes something is according to scripture, but I don't like it. So something is according to scripture, but I don't like it. But something I don't like, but it is according to scripture. So both the way, when you are not doing that, it will create obstacle in the path of your bhakti. It will not give you result. And then when the results is not coming, you are putting endeavor. What will produce? Anger. So therefore, we have to make our desire in line, our decisions in line with scripture, sadhu, guru, shastra, hari, guru, vaishnava. Sadhu, Guru, Shastra. Then we will not become frustrated. So this is the inner principles. So Srila Prabhupada in the purport he is saying that devotee, when he is practicing spiritual life, he has to go through the different dualities of this material world. He has to face sometimes success, sometimes failure, sometimes happiness, sometimes distress, sometimes honor, sometimes dishonor. So devotee should practice humility. Devotee should practice humility. So Trinadapi Sunichana Tararopi Sahishnuna. Humility and tolerance. When devotee they are disrespected, dishonored, or criticized, they tolerate. So thus by humility and tolerance we can overcome the anger. By humility and tolerance. So devotees, they consider themselves they are servant of the Lord. They are servant of the devotees. And therefore if somebody criticizes, they don't mind, because they consider themselves as a very insignificant servant. And therefore if somebody criticizes, they don't hurt them. Even they are doing some activities or speaking something which is going to hurt anyone, but the devotee is not get hurt. And therefore they are not able to produce anger. Like Vishwamitra Muni, so attacked Ambarish Maharaj, but he was not angry. Uh, so the Kauravas attacked Pandavas or Yudhishthir Maharaj, Arjuna, but they did not become angry. So um, the servant of Kaji beaten Haridas Thakur, but Haridas Thakur was not angry. Rather, he was feeling compassion. That is Vaishnava. So, Vidura criticized. Vidura was criticized by Duryodhana by his like arrows of words. He was he was criticizing Vidura, Duryodhana. But that did not disturb Vidura. Guru Maharaj was speaking that day. So he understood this is the act of three modes. By the influence of three modes, Duryodhana become blind and he is doing mistakes. So when senior devotees are criticized by junior devotees, the devotee circle, maybe one has to face criticism. The neophyte devotee may criticize the advanced devotee. Or when you are doing some service, people may criticize you, or people may blame you. Oh, because of this and that is not happened. But one has to understand that this devotee is not advanced yet. He is doing because he is still very grossly under the influence of three moods. Kamo eso, krodha eso, rajoguna samudbhava. The krodha arises from rajoguna. So therefore devotees, the advanced devotee does not get disturbed, because always he is internally conscious about his relationship with the Supreme Lord, about the goal of his life, about the mission of Srila Prabhupada. So even he is criticized by non-devotees or neophyte devotees, he is able to tolerate, able to show compassion to others. So therefore, devotee don't become angry when somebody criticizes himself. But when your devotees are criticized, when the Lord is criticized, then they show anger. When the Lord is criticized, Guru is criticized, then they show. And that anger is transcendental. So somebody is under the control of anger. He is controlled by anger. And somebody is using anger. Understand? Somebody is under the control of anger, under the influence of anger, and somebody is using anger. Both are different. So in order to use anger, one has to advance in Krishna consciousness. In order to use anger, one has to be elevated in the spiritual platform, beyond the modes. Guru has to use anger. The authority has to use anger. And the other anger, to rectify the disciple, to make sure that the services are happening. Even parents has to chastise, to rectify. So that is using anger. So, so in this way, devotee don't become angry when they are criticized. They themselves are criticized, but they become angry if the services are not happening properly, or if the Guru is blasphemed, God is Supreme Lord is blasphemed, then they become angry and they protest. They protest. The example has been given of Arjuna and Hanuman. So they used anger. How can one fight without showing anger? But that does not mean that they are under the influence of anger. So they used anger for the service of the Lord, for the mission of the Lord. So Hanuman burned whole Lanka Puri by his anger, and Arjuna killed millions of armies of Kaurava. So this is the right use or proper use of anger. So therefore, one has to. The solution is one has to practice humility and tolerance in order to subdue the anger, krodha, the urges of anger, or and one has to, if the anger is means required to use, then use it for the service of the Lord. Don't use anger somewhere. The relationship will be broken. The Vaishnava relationship will be broken. One has to be very, very mature and clear-minded person in order to use anger. So this is very important. So in our day-to-day life, we are going through anger, facing anger. So our anger is producing. So you have to be very, very proactive, reactive, and proactive. So who got angry? Sonak Rishi became Shringi Rishi became angry, and he cursed on Maharaj Parikshit. But the father of Shringi Rishi, what is the father of Shringi Rishi? Name? Forgot the name. So Maharaj Parikshit, he was thirsty, and by the influence of not Kali, by the influence of Yoga Maya, he became angry. He went to the ashram, and the rishi was in meditation, and he could not understand. He became angry and he put a dead snake.
Vibhandak.
So that rishi did not become angry.
Bhagavatam first.
The rishi,
First.
Shonak Rishi mostly. So he did not become angry. When he heard his son gave a curse, then he became angry. How can you curse such a great king? He is a devotee of the Lord, great devotee of the Lord. Lord protected when he was inside the womb of his mother. How you can curse? You have done a great disservice. So the mistake was done to him, but he was not angry. wrestling that what is the big deal? You done some mistake out of uh, some difficulty. You have done a mistake. So the advanced devotees are like that. So, so then he was lamenting, thinking about his unqualified son, and then he himself went to the, or he sends the message to the king that he was cursed. So many times when you will be doing different services, yes. Many times when you will be doing some services, there will be, there might quarrel happen between devotees, and everybody is like shouting on each other, blaming on each other. So if you do not cool down that time, remembering the purpose of service, remembering the purpose of the mission of the Lord, remembering the mood of Srila Prabhupada, remembering Lord Krishna, you will not be able to subdue the situation. So therefore, cool head is very important. Anger is arising, provoking situations are coming, but cool head is required. Who can have cool head? Person who is Krishna conscious. Person who is undisturbed, person who is surrendered to Krishna, fixed in his original position. He will not get disturbed by the external changes. So therefore the devotee has to practice. Show me Krishna, show me Krishna. Show me Krishna. पैसा चाहिए? खत्म हो गया सब? आप दे 3,000 4,000 Shomi Krishi, Shomi Krishi.
समीका ऋषि
शोमिक को शोमिका लिखना है वृंदावना ठीक है so therefore overcoming anger, subduing anger is not easy thing, but in order to become servant of Krishna means to remain fixed in Krishna. Suppose you are doing some service and the services involve lot of passion. Many times the services require some passion. थोड़ा सर्विस को फुलफिल करने के लिए इसको इंस्ट्रक्शन उसको इंस्ट्रक्शन और थोड़ा डांटना जरूरत पड़ता है और उसमें क्या होता है कुछ लोग डिस्टर्ब हो सकता है या कोई सेवा कर रहे हैं उसमें कुछ ऐसा सिचुएशन हो सकता है कि जैसे हम लोग यात्रा में जा रहे थे तो बहुत सारे सेवा था ठीक है तो सर्विस के समय कुछ सेवा शायद टाइम पे नहीं हो पा रहा है लेकिन उसमें जो सर्विंग कर रहे हैं उनका भी गलती नहीं है द सिचुएशन इज लाइक दैट तो नाउ जिनके लिए सेवा कर रहे हैं जो प्रसाद सेवा कर रहे हैं उनको एक्चुअली समझना चाहिए, लेकिन वो समझ नहीं रहे। तो अभी क्या है, वो समझ नहीं रहे और वो गुस्सा दिखा रहे। आप भी गुस्सा हो जाएंगे तो क्या होगा? हाँ, तो प्रॉब्लम और बढ़ेगा। समझ रहे हैं? यू आर डूइंग सर्विस बट स्टिल you are misunderstood, so that is definitely happen. ओ डिवोटी है, क्यों नहीं समझ रहे हैं? उनको तो समझना चाहिए। डिवोटी मतलब डिवोटी वर्ड जब यूज किया जाता है, दैट मीन्स प्योर डिवोटी। तो लेकिन प्योर डिवोटी जब तक नहीं हो, सब लोग रजो तमो गुण के अधीन है। डिफरेंट लेवल्स ऑफ डिवोटीज, कनिष्ठ, मध्यम, उत्तम। तो इसलिए जो सर्विस अथॉरिटी होता है उनको बहुत कृष्णा कॉन्शियस होना चाहिए। तो तब क्या होगा, यू विल रिमेंबर, ओके इस सर्विस का उद्देश्य क्या है? कृष्ण को खुश करना। सर्विस का उद्देश्य क्या है? मैं इस सेवा को ठीक से फुलफिल करेगा। तो इधर आगे अभी मैं गुस्सा हो जाऊंगा तो फिर क्या होगा, सर्विस और खराब हो जाएगा। तो दिस प्रैक्टिकल सिचुएशन इज एक्चुअली आई हैव नो मिस्टेक, बट इफ आई बिकम एंग्री देन व्हाट आई कैन डू, इट विल नॉट हैपन ऑल्सो, और आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू सेटिस्फाई। So if I Krishna concept, I can peacefully, lovingly tell him, and he will accept it. Another example can be given, like suppose you are going for book distribution, and when you are trying to convince some people, they show anger, and they start criticizing ISKCON, blaspheming ISKCON. Now, if you also become angry, the books will not go from your hand to his hand. So therefore, the service will not happen if you become angry. You have to be intelligent. Oh, my goal is to give the books. Now this anger is a traffic jam. Anger is a traffic jam. So if I get caught in this jam, then the books will not go from my hand to his hand. Therefore, I have to change the topic. Change the topic. Oh, आप मायापुर आए थे क्या? कैसा लगा? प्रसाद कैसा था? प्रसाद तो बहुत स्वादिष्ट था। बहुत धन्यवाद। हाँ, आप आए हैं हमारे मंदिर में। राधा माधव का दर्शन, वाह बहुत सुंदर। तो देखिए, ये जो पूरे विश्व से लोग आ रहे हैं, आपने देखा उधर पूरे विश्व से लोग आ रहे हैं। पूरे विश्व से लोग आ रहे हैं, कैसे आ रहे हैं? तो प्रभुपाद जी ने कहा कि ये जो इस्कॉन का मूवमेंट है, ये ब्रिक से नहीं बना है, ये बुक से बना है। तो पूरे विश्व में लोगों के हृदय परिवर्तन हो रहा है इस किताबों के द्वारा। बुक्स आर द बेसिस। तो ये गीता जयंती का महीना है और हम लोग इस बुक को डिस्काउंट प्राइस में दे रहे हैं। एक किताब आपके जीवन को बदल देगी। एक रात क्या कितना दाम है? ज्यादा दाम नहीं है, नॉर्मली इसका दाम है 400 रुपया, लेकिन हम लोग केवल इसका कॉस्ट प्राइस दे रहे हैं, नो प्रॉफिट, केवल काली और कागज का दाम, नॉलेज फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। ऐसे कोई भी किताब बाहर के बुक स्टोर से खरीदिए, वो फैक्ट कम से कम 400 रुपया लगेगा। हम लोग केवल 250 में दे रहे हैं। और उसके साथ नया साल का कैलेंडर फ्री फ्री फ्री
डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गया।
दे दीजिए.
लेवल 11 में कुछ नहीं लिया वो।
So you'll take the books. So in this way, the devotee has to constantly meditate on the desire of the Lord, on the service of the Lord. Devotee has to constantly meditate on the mood of the Lord, on the mood of Srila Prabhupada, the mood of previous acharyas, and the purpose of the Lord. Hanuman was constantly meditating on the purpose and mission of Lord Ram, and therefore so many obstacles came in between. Going to Lanka, but he was not deviated, he was not became angry. He reached the destination. This is called Samadhi. What is Samadhi? Sitting in one place and not doing good for nothing. That is not Samadhi. Samadhi means Vyavasatmika Buddhi Eko Hi Kuru. Constantly remembering the purpose of the Lord, the mission of the Lord, the service of the Lord. And therefore, when you fix in that, then even some anger is produced, some quarrel is happening. So, if you are Lord's servant, then you will not get disturbed. If you are Lord's servant. So there is a question, either you are under control of your anger, you are servant of anger or servant of Krishna. So such situation, provoking situation will happen when you are doing some service. So who is leader? Able to cool down. He will able to take the pressure. When you are doing some service, leading some departments, such situation will be there. People can go with why this is not happened, why that is not happened, why so late, prasadam is late. Why water is not there. Obviously, we have to be responsible. We have to be responsible and punctual. But even you do your best, but such situation will happen. So one has to be very, very much humble and fixed in the mission of the Lord, service of the Lord, purpose of the service. Then even such situations are there, you will be able to complete the service. So people may blaspheme you or criticize you, they are not able to understand that, but later they will be able to recognize your sincere devotion and your attitude to serve. Your attitude to serve. So in this way, you'll be able to do some good service for the mission. And when you're able to do some service, you feel very happy internally. So the devotee has to go deeper in Krishna consciousness. That is called growth. Business में growth दिखा जाता है ना, growth कितना हुआ है. मैं एक वीडियो भेजा, आपने देखा? ग्रोथ किसको कहते हैं?
You have to grow. You have to grow. We can never stop growing in Krishna consciousness. Growing means we have to grow in our own practices, in going in depths, and we have to grow in taking responsibility for the Krishna consciousness of others. We have to grow in that. You have to grow. You have to grow. We can never stop growing in Krishna consciousness. Growing means consciousness of others. You have to grow in that. You have to grow.
Devote.
You have to grow.
So going depth in our practice means you learn to tolerate the urges of the senses. You learn to tolerate the urges of anger. When you are doing the services, such situation will come. So growing means, going deeper in practice means not just sitting and chanting and other time getting disturbed. How is chanting is going on, how your advancements are happening, it will be understood how you are performing your services, how you are dealing with other devotees. प्रभु जी जप हो रहा है भक्त में आके रहो पता चलेगा कितना जप हुआ जप किया है. So if you don't actually stay in the association of devotee, your practice will not start only.
दरवाजा बंद करो ने
2 मिनट आ रहा है.
समझ रहे हैं? So therefore it's very important. So when you are association of devotees, the association will help you to go deeper in your spiritual practice. But in the same time, even in the association of devotees, you are not conscious to going deeper. ऊपर से प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, जब हो गया मेरा, सो गया टाइम पे, खाना ठीक से मिल रहा है कि नहीं, just looking for facilities and fulfilling my material desires. That is not going to go or help you to grow. So growing means going deeper in your spiritual practice. And then two things. Then taking responsibilities of other spiritual life. That is growth. That is growth. Taking others' spiritual life. Taking responsibilities. So we are telling the devotees to go to that voice and take care of the voice, new devotees. So this is your growth. When you take responsibility of other spiritual life. Otherwise we have to take responsibility of baby, wife, kids, office. The responsibility you cannot escape. As the time will grow, time will come, you have to take more and more responsibility. But your spiritual advancement will be judged. How much you have taken material responsibility and how much you have taken the responsibility for Krishna. So you can always grow Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki
Jai.
Gaur Premanande.